Lesson 613, Extending Understandings of Whole Number Multiplication. In this lesson, I want you to represent a multiplication number story using a picture and an equation. You need to use whole number addition and multiplication understandings to multiply a fraction by a whole number. And then you're going to solve number stories involving multiplication of a fraction by a whole number. But first, let's look at our mental math and fluency. I want you to add and subtract fractions in your mind. So let's look at the first one. 1/4 plus 2/4. Well, the denominators are the same already, so we leave it the same, and we add the numerators. 1 plus 2 is 3. So my answer is 3/4. Again, denominators in all these problems are the same, so I just do the sign that's stated with the numerator. 5 plus 2 is 7. My answer is not 7, it's 7/8. Be sure to do the entire fraction. 7/10 minus 4/10. Well, 7 minus 4 is 3, so my answer is 3/10. And finally, 5/6 minus 1/6 equals 4/6. Adding and subtraction with fractions is easy if we have like denominators. Pictures and equations. There are 3 vases. So for my 3 vases, here comes my picture. Now let's remember Mrs. Hargraffen is drawing this fairly quickly, so my vases may not be the prettiest vases in the world, but that is what they are. Each vase has 4 flowers. Well, I'm just going to draw the stems because I don't want to take the time to draw 4 flowers completely in them. Again, use your imagination. How many flowers are there in all? So here's my picture. My equation would look something like this. 3 vases times the 4 flowers equals 12. I could have simply went 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 12. But I'd much rather see you do the multiplication since that's what we have been working on a lot this year. Math Journal pages 224 and 225 are the assessment check-in. But I'm going to walk you through the first one to help you get going, and then I'm going to have you finish the rest on the page. Please, when you get done with page 224, bring it up to me so that I can check it before you continue on to page 225. So let's read this together. It says, lip balm protects your lips from chapping. It can be made at home with help from an adult. The ingredients below are for 1 batch. So this entire recipe does 1 batch, which makes 4 small tubes. So all of this is considered 1 batch. All right. Next, it's going to ask me some questions about what I just read to you. Using the drawings and the words and equations to represent the problems. Yasmin made 2 batches of the lemon lip balm. How many teaspoons of almond oil did she use? Well, for 1, she used 3 teaspoons. So for 2, I got to times that by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. Next, how in words? Well, I know I have 2 groups of 3. Right there, I had 3 teaspoons of almond oil. She did 2 batches, so 2 times 3 is 6. My addition equation could be 3 plus 3 is 6. That's how many groups I had. My multiplying equation, 2 times 3 equals 6. Finish page 224 and then bring it up to me to check so I can make sure that you understand what you're doing, that you know how to draw the pictures, how to write the words and numbers, and to do the addition equation. And then I will tell you to proceed on to Math Journal, page 225. Number 2 says, cinnamon flavoring oil is very strong, so you'll only use 1/8 a teaspoon for a batch of lip balm. How many teaspoons of cinnamon flavoring oil are needed for 5 batches? So you're going to have to do this 5 times. Finish again, Math Journal, page 24, and then bring it up to me so I can check it. Once I've checked Math Journal pages 221 and 222 for you, I want to make sure that you go to 224 and 225. I want you to go back to Math Journal, page 223. This is what it says on the math box page. You will be correcting this with the answer key. And again, if you have problems, bring it up to me so I can help. Estimate and then solve. So whatever 53 would round to, you'd write that number here and you'd times it by whatever 42 rounds to, and you'd write it there with your answer. And then it says to find out the real answer. Math box 2. It says 89 oranges are being packed into gift boxes of 6 oranges per box. How many gift boxes are needed? Which 2 of the following could be correct answers? Only 2. Figured that problem out. Number 3. Order these numbers from largest to smallest. So again, put them over order from largest to smallest. They're making sure that you're reading accurately. Number 4. Angle NMO is what? Is it an acute or an obtuse angle? Write it on the line. Then get out a protractor and measure it. What is its measurement? Should go right here. And number 5 says, Samantha thinks the order for problem 3D is 0.44, 44 hundredths, and then 0.4, 4 tenths, the number 4, and then 0.35, 35 hundredths. Explain why you agree or disagree with her answer. Pause the recording now. Finish Math Journal, page 223. Again, check it up with the answer key. Any you've gotten wrong, bring to me so I can explain where you went wrong. The final assignment for this lesson is Math Masters, page 255. Multiplying a fraction by a whole number. Read the problem to yourself as I read it out loud. It says solve. Using drawings, words, and equations to represent the problem, 5 vans were needed for a camp field trip. There were 9 children per van. How many children went on the field trip? Drawing. Well, if there were 5 vans, instead of taking time to draw a van, I would just draw a box. That represents the 5 vans. And my boxes, as you see, are not very pretty. Yours should look much better than mine. And then it says 9 in each box. So I'm not going to draw 9 in every box, but you should, because I don't want to take up the time while I'm teaching this lesson to do that. But that's kind of what it looked like, 9. So if I took 9 times 5, I know that that would be 45 children. In words, I have 5 groups representing the 5 vans and the 9 X's, which represent the 9 children. So I could add it 9 plus 9 plus 9 5 times. And this part I'm apologizing again for because it does take me a little time to write this using my mouse, equals 45. And the part I much rather would do, that's a lot quicker, is just do the 5 vans times the 9 children per van equals 45. I just completed part 1 for you on Math Masters, page 255. You need to do number 2. Penny and her 2 friends each ate 1/6 of a cake. How much cake did they eat? Well, remember, Penny and her 2 friends means you better have 3 people drawn here. Okay, then do it in words, in groups of, I'm going to give you a little hint on this one too because this is kind of hard. They're groups of a 1/6. Okay, how many friends? Help you a little bit more. There's 3, so you finish the rest. And finally, number 3 says, Christopher wants to give his 4 friends 3/5 of a veggie pizza each. How much veggie pizza will he need? So you're going to have to draw pizzas and color in 3/5 on all 4 of those pizzas and finish the rest of this problem. The final thing you're going to do is the practice on the bottom. When you're finished, I need to see this. Please bring it up to me. I will check it off, and you are done with Unit 6.